I am the Secretary General for National Liberal Party. National Liberal Party is a constituent party within the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party. It is important that we need to update the nation on the status of the reconstitution of the IEBC selection panel and what has come of it this far. On the 26th of July 2024, all the political parties gathered in Machakos County to elect their representatives in various clusters who shall then be serving at the IEBC selection panel for the recruitment of IEBC commissioners. Dr. Augustus Muli, the party leader of National Liberal Party, emerged the winner, defeating Ambassador Muli of Wiper Democratic Party, where he won by 16 votes against 7 votes of Wiper candidate. The names were then forwarded to Parliamentary Service Commission for an onward transmission to the President for gazettement. To our dismay, we were further shocked when Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party, led by Junet Mohammed, and a select cronies actually connived to replace arbitrarily the name of Dr. Augustus Muli with that of Ambassador Muli, who was defeated in a free, fair, transparent election that was conducted by the IEBC. This then prompted us as National Liberal Party, through Dr. Augustus Muli, to proceed to court to seek for justice and fairness. In its finding, the Political Parties Dispute Tribunal ruled on 10th of September 2024 that Dr. Augustus Muli is the rightful winner, and as thus, his name should be forwarded to the President for an onward gazettement. We therefore expected the Parliamentary Service Commission, which actually should not be playing partisan politics, to forward the names as was directed by the courts. We were further taken surprise when we realized that the Parliamentary Service Commission, through the clerk, Mr. Jeremiah Nyengenye, appealed at the High Court in Milimani that the name of Dr. Augustus Muli should not be forwarded among other 8 nominees to the IEBC selection panel for reasons that he cites that, number one, Dr. Augustus Muli's name should be replaced because if his name is forwarded as the court directed, then it will be defeating the very principles of gender inclusivity. However, in the findings of the court, the Political Parties Dispute Tribunal, it is not in Dr. Augustus Muli to cure the gender issue in as far as the selection panel composition is concerned. Further to their arguments, the Parliamentary Service Commission is asking the courts, part of their prayer, that the name of Dr. Augustus Muli should not be forwarded, not unless the Political Parties Dispute Tribunal, Political Parties Liaison Committee, reconstitutes, reconvenes, and elect new IEBC selection panelists. We understand and we know what is really going on, and we are really dismayed as political parties and as National Liberal Party that the rightful winner in the IEBC selection panel, that of Dr. Augustus Muli, is being taken away by people who think that this country belongs to them. Dr. Stephen KALONZO of Wiper Democratic Party and his cronies in Azimio la Umoja, they thought that the selection panel is a reserve for the select political elites. For them, they want a commission that they are going to control. And we are saying as political parties, and we are saying as National Liberal Party, that we want an IEBC that is answerable and accountable to the people of Kenya. We do not want an IEBC that will be accountable and answerable to few political leaders. We do not understand why they do not want to uphold the rule of law, despite the fact that even the court upheld the victory of Dr. Augustus Muli. We are asking President William Ruto, you cannot be a president where people are violating other people's constitutional rights and you cannot call them out. We do not understand why the Parliamentary Service Commission has been actually involved in playing politics of coalitions. The court had already directed Parliamentary Service Commission to proceed with the gazettement of the names. Instead of following the court directives, they have gone ahead to appeal at the High Court. We do not understand why they are playing politics at the expense of them playing that which is required of them by the Constitution. And finally, we are actually informing Kenyans that be on the watch out. If you see politicians are now angling on how they want to start controlling the IEBC, we can actually assure you that we are not going to have a free, fair, democratic, and a transparent election in 2027. They want us to have another Cherera-4 versus another Chebukati group. Why then are they trying to control who sits at the selection panel, despite the fact that the people and the stakeholders who are required to recruit members of the selection panel did all that was required of them, that is provided in the IEBC Amendment Act of 2024, and came up with all the names. It is only Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and Muli who are actually holding the whole country at ransom, and we cannot have a new IEBC into place because they are insisting that their people must be in the selection panel so that their panelists can give them a friendly commissioners who will then proceed to interfere with the processes of election and finally the outcome of the 2027 general elections. We call out Kenyans, please come out and defend your country so that you can have a free and a fair IEBC and an independent IEBC. Otherwise, if we allow them to get away with this, then the only thing we can guarantee the nation is that we are going to have a worse IEBC going into 2027 election. And most importantly, the continued delay of the reconstitution of IEBC is actually a total injustice to areas that are going currently unrepresented. There are areas and there are citizens of this country who do not even have members of parliament. They don't have members of county assemblies. And we cannot allow few people who think that Kenya belongs to them, that they want to control each and every sector. They control our security system, they control the electoral system, they control the business world to the detriment and the disadvantage of fellow Kenyans. Thank you.
My name is Augustus Muli, and I'm the party leader of National Liberal Party. I know there are many questions across the country about what is happening in the IEBC selection panel. I was chosen, as our Secretary General has said, I was elected by 16 Azimio parties to represent the coalition in the IEBC selection panel. 16 members out of 23 voted that I represent Azimio. This matter has since ended up in court, and I'm not going to talk about the court process. I'm not going to talk about what is in court, other than to say that on the 10th of September, the political parties, the PPDT tribunal, confirmed that I am the rightful winner. And it gave very clear orders that, one, the clerk of the Senate to forward my name, not any other name from the coalition, to represent Azimio. And as Honorable SG is saying, we were expecting that the clerk respects the court orders and immediately forwards my name, which is the only remaining thing, so that the president can constitute the IEBC selection panel. Now to hear that the Parliamentary Service Commission has gone ahead to appeal raises a number of questions. We were expecting that the clerk would be neutral, that all he would do is receive the court orders and forward my name, and that this matter would be ended, and that this country can finally have an IEBC selection panel, and we can have commissioners, IEBC commissioners, that this country has been waiting for. So what we are seeing here is a game. What we are seeing here is impunity at its highest. Somebody has won. The courts have ruled that I have won. But somebody else says, no, we need other people. And is what our SG has said here, there is a definite, clear plan to hijack the selection panel so that specific commissioners are chosen who will serve very specific interests, not interests of Kenyans. Because if it's interests of Kenyans, a court has directed that I am the rightful winner and my name should already be forwarded. But when you see members, a few select members in Azimio coming to connive and say, no, we want you to replace this name of this person who won with this person who lost. What are the interests here? And this way we are saying we want Kenyans to ask the right questions. What is happening here? Are we trying to recreate the situation of 2022 where we had a divided commission, IEBC commission? Is that what we're trying to do this time? Azimio has a big role to play in this. Azimio must let the will of the majority rule. I stand for justice. I stand for the people of integrity. And maybe that's why a few elements don't want me in that select panel. But the majority have chosen me, and the courts have upheld that. So we want to call on Azimio once more, the minority in Azimio who are trying to change the will of the majority, that they respect the courts. And again, we are calling on the president. It's time now for him to come clean on this. Let him come clear. Let him direct that the constitution must be followed. The court has ruled. There is no court order that bars my name from being forwarded to the president. Let the law take its course. The constitution must be upheld. We are looking at several options, one of which might be pulling out of Azimio and forming our own coalition. 1. 2, forming our own leadership, because we are the majority. Forming our own leadership within Azimio. So again, we are engaging the parties involved, and we are looking at the possibility of actually choosing our own Azimio leader, who is going to guide and lead Azimio in the path of justice and the path of rule of law.